What are three things that people can do that are able to enter Jannah without accountability?
And this is the three things I told you. And I was like, you know what, so two kinds of intercession in this life. Are you all with me? Okay, Bismillah. Does anyone knows what I'm going to say? I mean, if you know, you're mashallah. Okay. Yes, there is approved intercession, meaning it's allowed. And there is not, because that's probably the question that's going to come, right? So there is, yes, there is intercession. Which one are the approved? What is the conditions for an approved intercession? Anyone? Okay, nobody? No, here we go. Number one, when you ask something from someone, that person should be able to do it, right? Right? There is a saying in Arabic, إذا أردت أن تطاع فأمر ما هو مستطاع. If you want to be obeyed, ask from that person who you are asking to obey something that is possible. So when I'm asking intercession from someone, can he or she do it? Are you with me? Right? I can't ask, please, you intercede with Allah. Or you ask me, please intercede with Allah. Why me? So number one is, they have to be able to do it, and it has to be something permissible. Meaning, you can't go, well, let's go to the disapproved one, and then you will understand what I'm saying. Because I'm looking at your faces and like, what is she saying? Okay, that's okay. You will learn it. Okay, so here we go. In his heart, that's why I put it in black, bold, and italic. In his heart, the person must depend on Allah alone to realize his aim and ward off what is disliked. He should know that this intercessor, whomever you are asking, is no more than a means which Allah has permitted, and that benefit and harm are only in the hand of Allah. هذه هي المajor issue. For example, when you go to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam grave, right? When you go to Medina, right? You can't say, Ya Rasulullah, give me this. You can't. That's shirk. Plain, clear. You say, Ya Rasulullah, please give me your intercession. That's fine. Because we know it is a concept. Ya Rasulullah, please, I can't say, Ya Rasulullah, please make me follow your sunnah. Why not? Because you have to ask Allah only. That's the principle in Islam. That's the difference between us and the other faiths. The only one who can give me or take away, harm me or benefit me is Allah and Allah only. Everything else is a mean. So this is what you have to know. So the approved one is that you ask from someone can do. So I say, Ya Rasulullah, please, Ya Rasulullah, please intercede for me at the day of judgment. Ya Rasulullah, please make me of those who enter Jannah without any accountability. Right? Ya Rabbi Ameen. You know what? I say this to myself. مَا ذَلِكَ عَلَى اللَّهِ بِعَزِيزٍ. It's not hard for Allah to do that. Right? The disapproved one, don't cross. And this is why I put this one, don't cross. Because once you cross that line, you are now getting to shirk. And I have seen it, especially for Rawdah. I heard it. And I'm sure people don't mean it this way. Sometimes from emotions. I mean, it's very moving movement, especially if it's your first time. But remember, he is a human being, like you and me. That's the difference between us and Christians, right? لا تطروني كما طرت اليهود والنصارى. He said it. Don't praise me and put me in a station like what the Christians did. So the disapproved one is the one that you are asking someone to do something for you. Yani this is what I am going to put it right now for you all. It is seeking intercession from the dead and the occupants of graves, from a living person who's absent, believing that he is able to hear and meets one need. You see it sometimes with people who are very extremely externally, Allah knows, of course, but la nuzakkim Allah, they are very pious. People ask them for things that only Allah can give. That's shirk. You can't. You say, Ya Shaykh, id'i, that's okay. Pray for me, that's absolutely fine. Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said it to Sayyidina Umar when he was traveling. لا تنسانا من حسن دعائك. Don't forget us from your good dua. That's absolutely fine. But you don't ask that person, right? You say, Ya Allah, please make dua that Allah forgive me. That's okay. But you don't say, yeah, you know what? You will be able to get me to Jannah. Don't do that. That's shirk. So this is what the simple ones, I didn't want to get into a lot of details, and I put the last one here for a simple reason is the dua, Ya Rabbi, which what I want to say is, may Allah makes our accounts very light. Ya Allah, yammim kitabana wa khaffaf hisabana. Ya Allah, make our book the right one and make our accounts are very light. Yani namurru ala sirat. Not namur, we fly on the sirat, on the straight path. Because it is not easy, but nothing is impossible for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه تسليما كثيرا.
Jazakallah khair.
وإياكم.
Can family members and people you know in this dunya vouch for you on the day of judgment? How does this
If
work?
they are righteous, yes. I just told you. Angels, prophets, and righteous people. Righteous people, yes.
If there are 100 levels in Jannah, what's wrong with being in the lower levels? Of course, higher is better, but wouldn't you be just as satisfied?
What's wrong with having a car that was made in 2005? Anybody? Everyone will make fun of you, right? So why in dunya we don't like it, but for akhirah what is wrong? Well, I will say this, I don't know who asked the question, elevate your resolve. If you only know what is in Jannah, then you will not ask this question. No. It deserve, no, I deserve, you deserve, all of us deserve the highest level. I just have to work hard for it.
What are 3 things that people can do that are able to enter Jannah without accountability?
This is the 3 things I told you. Number 1, you have to rely on Allah fully, 100%, no doubt. And they don't even take the means. We are not that level. Number 1. And number 2 is they do not have bad omen, meaning, I landed in Chicago and today is a Friday the 13th. My life in Chicago will be hard. That's tatayyur, bad omen. I saw a black crow. I saw a black animal, black cat. The black cat passed in front of... Don't do that. Never. You know what? Always be positive, and whatever will happen, Allah will make it happen.
What is an appropriate level of fear when it comes to the Day of Judgment, and how do we balance that with hope?
It's a very good question, Hada. If you think only of fear, I'll give you an exercise. Do it all today. Okay? And if I see you tomorrow, tell me. Before you go to bed, you're in your bed, done, khalas, you're sleeping, you're about to sleep, but you're still awake. Think for a second. You're in the grave. I can't tell you what you're going to feel. I can't tell you. When you reach that level of fear, that's when I turn and I say, no, Allah is all forgiving. No. I did my best in this dunya to obey Him. Then Allah will make it easy for me. I need to calm myself down. Are you with me? Because extreme fear will make us paralyzed. What is the point? I'm going to Jahannam. Why do I care? No, that's shaitan, by the way. The opposite is also true, which we are these days. Anyone you say, Allah Ghafurun Rahim. Of course Allah is Ghafurun Rahim. But what do I say about Shadidul Iqab? I need the balance. So the scholars always, there's a long debate. Should we live in fear or should we live in hope? That's the debate. They say the best, I think it's Imam Ibn al-Qayyim, but and don't quote me on this. He said, or they said, when you live in a time when, or you personally, so hopeful, you need to bring the fear in your life to bring the balance. When you live in so much fear, you need to bring the hope, because we need the balance. It's the bird that's flying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One wing is the fear and the other wing is the hope. If there is only one fear, the bird will die, will fall. So we need them both in this day and age. Personally, this is my personal opinion, we need more fear than hope. But when I'm thinking of the grave, no, absolutely. I think all the time about the mercy of Allah.
Is it true that the shaheed gets to make shafa'ah for, I think there were 70,000 here, and also are they part of the 70,000 who enter bighayri hisab?
The hadith is not about the shaheed. Again, I can't give answers unless I have a proof. So the hadith of the 70,000 people who will enter did not say the martyr. Martyrs are a different story. The martyrs are going to Jannah, there is no question about that. أولئك مع الذين أنعم الله عليهم من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء وحسن أولئك رفيقا. Allah said those, he was describing people before that verse, said أولئك, those people, مع النبيين, with the prophets, والصديقين, those who approved who and believed, والشهداء, the martyrs. It's a high level. But are they of the 70,000? I can't say. My answer will be no, based upon what he said, alayhi salatu wasalam.
Talked about lying. What if you lie because you're afraid of punishment?
That's exactly the story, subhanAllah. So I had this, I think she was 12 or 11. She was sitting in front of me and she raised her hand. I love her, I love the family. And I said, really, why did you lie? And I said, what did you do? She said, I was with my mom in the mall. I said, okay. And my mom went to see something in the store in one side, and I was in the other side, and her bag was with me. I said, and? Said, in the back there was a chocolate. And I said, and? I took the chocolate. So mom came back and says, did you take anything from my purse? And she said, no. So I said, you lied. She said, yeah, because she will punish me. I said, well, if you know she punishes you, why do you do something that Allah will punish you? She didn't answer. Meaning, we need to move from seeing human only. Because if I see human, yes, I'm afraid. But if I see Allah, and then that will be, on the day of judgment, delay my entrance, Allah knows how long I'll be in the hellfire to have this forgiven, then you know what? I can say it without lying. I can always, it's a very well concept. You don't answer, for example. There was a very righteous man. This is always the story when you read about lying. A very righteous man was in the room. I was in his house. Someone knocks on the door. And they said, is he home? Well, he's in the house, but he doesn't want to open the door. He said, ask for him in the masjid. Did you get the answer? He didn't say he's in the masjid. Ask for اطلبوه في المسجد. He usually goes to the masjid, but he didn't say now. So sometimes you don't have to say yes or no, but don't lie. Because there's no gray light, white lie. ما في white lie. Where did this come from? There's no colored lie. It's either a lie or a lie. However, now everyone will remember this. There is certain circumstances where lying is actually mustahab, is recommended. You don't know it? I will leave it then. We don't need to learn that. Between a husband and a wife. Husband and a wife, to bring the hearts together, it is allowed. Between two people who have grudges between them, like for example, two people really having a hard feeling toward each other and you are the one in between. You come to one and says, you don't know how much she really loves you. She does a lot of the things for you. You go to that one and says, no, don't say this. Until you don't know, I have seen it. What is your aim? To bring them together. And the third one allowed is during war. الحرب خدعة. The war is basically deception. So these are the three. But I am late and I say to people, it was traffic. There was no traffic. I left late. Say I left late. What is wrong with that? You are always late. Yes, I am. What is wrong with that? You know what? Let's just be honest. May Allah, you know what people say, you're always late. I say, Wallah, you're right. Please pray for me that Allah changes me. Done. Make it simple instead of lying.